Hello, I'm Jeff Bloodrain, and welcome back to Redrum Dead Diary. Alright. Rose is tormented by images of voodoo needles, mixed with heavy thoughts of a dentist's office. Find teeth to get to the root of her fears. So we just gotta find teeth? That's gonna be very hard. Hmm. Now we just need two more. Level complete. How arrogant is this dentist clown? It only takes a junior investigator to follow the path to his doorstep. I consider it a personal insult for him to deny any involvement. I'm going to figure it out sooner or later. But where is the evidence? Doctor of the Stars. Am I supposed to be impressed by that fancy title? The bigger they are, the harder they fall. I'm going back to his poolside home office. Dead Diary. Wow, what a great surprise. I was getting so lonely, but now I made a whole bunch of new friends. They all showed me their nice white teeth. I wonder how often their parents told them to brush their sulfuric acid. Alright, so this one should be easy. Alright, we just need to find the C. Level complete. Alright. This is starting to happen like clockwork. She's not asleep, but she's not awake. With her eyes rolled back in her head, over and over she repeats it. Sulfuric acid. Is it a trance? A seance? I hesitate to call it any short of communion with the dead. I really don't believe in that sort of thing. There's no way Rose would even know what sulfuric acid is. How many regular people even know how you could use it to make evidence disappear? Alright. So we need this. Alright, now I just need this. Which I don't know where the heck it is. I found where the heck it is. Level complete. Alright. Dead Diary. My friends came to visit me again. At first, they all agreed that we need some help with this new puzzle. But then it got hard to remember what kind of puzzle pieces I'm supposed to be trying to understand because they all started to talk at the same time. One said something about eating breakfast cereal. Another said, no, it was killing her hunger with breakfast cereal. This one said, you need $1 million smile to be a star. And that one said, no, only stars have enough money to buy a smile that shines like $1 million. It was all so confusing. I wish they could agree because I really want to help my friends, but I'm not sure what they wanted. Then finally one of them put up her hands and the others were quiet. She said, dig down to the root of the problem and everything else will just dissolve away. That seemed to make them all happy, and they nodded and said, yes, that's the piece of the puzzle we need. I'll tell Uncle. This is going to be an interesting one. Level complete. Alright. It's time to make my move. The smug dentist is going down. I feel like knocking those $1 million teeth right out of his head with a hammer on one by one. But soon enough, I'll nail him to the wall. Just need to dig up a bit of the past and see how dirty he gets. Tonight I'll pay a little visit to his basement and see what horrors come to light. I expect to recover a number of trophies, none of which are part of any smile. Alright, we're back to doing this again. We need a maple leaf, fava beans, a dagger, an elk, a zucchini, a shanty, a tarantula, crystal, daisies, handcuffs, hourglass, and a trophy. That's a trophy, isn't it? Alright, we need an elk, a crystal, and a trophy. Level complete. Alright. Daily Dread. Acid test. Smile, your evidence. Multiple homicide charges for Dentist of the Stars, Dr. Hal Itosos. After a raid on his home office, police turned up jars of teeth matching the x-rays of his missing clients, now victims. Ew. We found a lot more than just the teeth of the victims we know of, said the mayor. Turns out there are many, many more, Detective Ravenwood added. He's a serial killer who dissolves the bodies of his victims in a pool of sulfuric acid. All except the teeth, which he reserved for transplanting into his celebrity clientele. Our next job is to track down the stars who don't know they may have a mouthful of evidence. Good luck with that one. Dead Diary. It was like a birthday party. So many happy people. Even more showed up, so I made more and more friends. We celebrated, and everyone said it was great that we solved the next puzzle. I was very surprised to see so many people, and they just kept showing up one after another. But then it happened again. The time came when they all gathered together to let me know they would all be going away. It's so sad to see them go. Why do my friends always leave me? I'm going to be so lonely when they go. I wonder if I'll ever make a new friend again. Daily Dread. Printing press predicament. A local husband and wife team needs the help of the public in finding the missing partner of the printing press duo, which prints our very own Daily Dread newspaper. Please help, begged Mr. Smire, whatever. I can't live without her. She is the lie of my life. The lie, huh? Okay. Light of my life. Oh, please help us. In support of this logo tragedy, the Daily Dread is printing this issue in Smire's recent signature ink called Bliss. A color so bright and bold, it will surely be talked about for ages to come. Alright, we're on chapter 4. Alright, we need a hook. Boom. Spoon. Boom. The caterpillar is going to be blending in. You watch. A cornucopia. That's supposed to be the basket. Strawberry. Pretzel. Alright, we need a clothespin. Boxing gloves, top hat, chest. Alright, we need a clothespin, and a cantaloupe. Level complete! From the desk of Dr. Sigmund Freud, the patient herself is the best ally to my greater plan. Very little coercion is needed for the father to agree that my injections are absolutely necessary. I need simply to know his daughter's diary entries. I simply need to show him his daughter's diary entries. A pathetic fantasy with a resolving door cast of constant hallucinations. The rolling of his eyes will renew his horror and desperation. The only potential snag is this detective relative. He has found a way through the legal system to gain continued access to my subject. So far, the father perceives him as merely an unavoidable but sympathetic family member in lieu of the mother. Yet I suspect a little proactive caution is in order. I shall have to find a way to terminate his success. Perhaps my good old ink blot test manipulation will give me a new set of tools. Oh, that's just terrifying. Dr. Froud is using an ink blot test to plant the seeds of a nightmare. Like barbs on a rose bush, they prick at her subconscious mind. Get rid of them. So we gotta... What are we supposed to do? Now I just need 3 more. Level complete. Alright. What happened? My access has been revoked. I can't get in to see Rose anymore. This smells rotten and I think I know the source. I recognize the foul stench of that doctor a mile away. I'm beginning to lose my patience with his charlatan. My hands are tied by the legal system, but my heart is not. I've got to calm down and keep rational. But who's going to keep an eye on Rose now? My stupid brother-in-law? He's the reason she's in there in the first place. Angry. And I'm getting angrier and angrier. Alright, Dead Diary. Where is Uncle? He didn't come to see me. I thought I would be all alone, but good news, a new friend came to see me. Her name is Mrs. Smire, and she likes puzzles too. She even prints her own puzzles with special ink she called coagulating ink. That's not terrifying at all. Level complete. Alright. From ex-husband to ex-wife. Sorry your brother's access has been cut off. I know he's a good man. I was never opposed to him visiting Rose. In fact, I trust his sense of logic and reason. I did ask the doctor why your brother's access was revoked. He explained that it was unfortunately amplifying her pain. He administered an ink blot test and determined the visits from your brother were only encouraging Rose's schizophrenia. I'm doing the right thing, aren't I? Dr. Froud's resume and reputation are unparalleled. We were lucky to find him in the first place. He only agrees to admit the most desperate cases. I only had you banned because you kept pushing the fortune teller agenda. I mean, what if you're wrong? Do you consider that how that could affect her if you're simply feeding the fire your distressed ex-husband? Very peculiar. I suppose it was the wind. It's just that. No, there's no way that bird could have. I'm really starting to lose my mind here. It's enough to believe Rose is channeling help from the spirit world, but now messages delivered by this crow? Yet, here it is. A page from Rose's diary, another clue. Coagulating ink. What does that mean? Alright, now we just need, whatever that is. Level complete. Alright. From ex-wife to ex-husband. No, I don't buy it anymore. There's something wrong with that doctor. And now Rose is all alone in that place. If you were a con artist, would you want a highly decorated detective snooping around your feet? My brother was on to him. Now I'm more convinced than ever before there's nothing wrong with Rose, and she's in a lot of danger if she stays there. Please, we need to get her out of there. If neither my brother nor I can get in there to see her, I'm going to work with someone who can. I'm hiring a professional psychic to make contact with Rose on the inside. Your determined ex-wife. Dead diary. Uh-oh, my friend Mrs. Meyer seems very upset. She said we were going to play a new game and it's very important we win it quickly. She said it has something to do with my mommy. I'm going to make sure I do the best job I have ever done before. Maybe this means I will finally be able to see mommy again. I love my mommy. Mrs. Meyer said I'm going to see something about a person who is pretending to be able to solve puzzles like I can. But she's not really a special person. She's a phony. If I do this right, I'll be able to help my friend Mrs. Meyer. Mommy and uncle, all that at the same time. Mrs. Smear, whatever, said I have to remember to leave another page from my diary by the window again. Tomorrow for my pet bird. Level complete. Woo! Okay. Rose's new message got through. Another puzzle delivered on the wing, and I know how to solve it. Now I'm truly able to say, a little birdie told me so. No point denying it anymore. Either I'm in the middle of something paranormal, or I should be in the asylum. Still no sense revealing this beyond my own personal notes. Indeed, what a headline it would be. Detective Ravenswood's secret source revealed as Edgar Allan Crow. So if I've finally gone mad, I'll embrace it. Tonight I'm going to the printing press. To dollar another animal. To collar another criminal. Necklace? Alright, we need a mousetrap, a clog, a screwdriver, wrench, bit, a seahorse, paddle ball, canoe, and a kennel. Alright, now we just need the kennel. Alright, level complete. Daily Scarlet Letters, Daily Dread. Till death do us part. To us, death do us print, huh? The Daily Dread regrets to inform our readers of a terrible tragedy and asks all readers still in possession of our last publication to please mail it to the police, as it may contain physical evidence to a crime. Police Detective Ravenswood explains. I'll cut to the chase. The last issue was printed in blood. Mr. Smear ran his wife through the press and collected the pulp for his new ink called Bliss. Ill. He was having an affair with a fake psychic. When his wife found out, they plotted this to dispose of her. When asked how he cracked the case, the detective smirked. A little bird told me. Dead Diary. Mommy and Daddy will be so happy I solved another puzzle with Uncle and stopped a bad person who was trying to trick Mommy. Now they will know how good I am at solving puzzles, and I can finally go home. I thought my friend, Mrs. Smear, would smile when she heard the good news, but she closed her eyes and looked to the floor. She said she was very happy about what I had done for her, but she said Mommy and Daddy are playing their own game, and if either one of them finally wins, then everybody else really loses in the end. Wow, now that's a puzzle. She asked me to please remember her, and how nobody wins unless everyone has something to smile about. She was the saddest, happy person I have ever met. So I'll try to draw the best part of her smile. Alright, Daily Dread. Hybrid innovator dies. Tragedy struck an innovator of an alternate energy sources among ever-climbing fuel costs. The economic cost may never be known, but the human toll was devastating. Why did this have to happen? Cried Mrs. Powers. Window to the top psychiatrist of automotive nuclear fashion. He was just too good, she added. His work finally took on a life of its own. Mr. Powers was killed while test driving the second prototype of his new engine when it accelerated dramatically and could not be stopped, eventually colliding into his first prototype. Chapter 5. And with that, I think this is where we're going to conclude this episode of Redrum Dead Diary. I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time.